Welcome back to Mac Music Review. I'm your host, Mac, and today we're going to be looking at an album. But before I do, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description. If you want to know how the channel works, all that good stuff is going to be down in the description. Today we are looking at the album How to Be a Human Being by Glass Animals, and this is the album cover which is about to pop up. And I want to say the album cover is actually very important. I'm going to talk about this in a second. The album cover is actually very important for the album and the meaning of the album and the concept of the album. So you might want to look at that for a few seconds because I don't know how to edit it where it's like in the corner. I literally just don't know how to do that because I haven't paid for an editing software. So it's very important. The album cover actually has a big conceptual meaning, so you might want to just skip back to that or look at it whenever because it's... Or just look at it later when you're listening to the album. How to Be a Human Being is the second album by this band, Glass Animals. A fairly young, fairly unprolific, I don't know what the word is for not prolific, band, alternative band who's had a little bit of success. They had a song on their debut that was kind of popular. I don't remember the name. And their music videos have a couple million views each, or most of them do, I think. This album had one song which was kind of popular, and that was Life Itself. This popped up on alternative radio stations here and there, but it wasn't a super duper big hit. This album was not as commercially or critically as successful as their debut, but it got a fair amount of attention. This album, thanks to songs like the first song, it got some attention. It got some radio play. This thing has 11 tracks on it. Track number... I don't know what number the track is. But the song Pre-Made Sandwiches is like 30 seconds long. It's not really a song. It's more of an intro. No, not an intro. It's like an interlude, just like smack dab in the middle of the album. But, yeah, it's got 10 songs on it, 10 full-length songs, so it's a decent amount of music. Not super long, but a decent amount of music. Some of the songs are a little bit long. Specifically, The Other Side of Paradise is a little bit over 5 minutes. That's the longest song on the album. So, yeah, it's a decent amount of music. As I sort of mentioned early in the video, this is a concept album, How to Be a Human Being. Each song on this album, there are 11 songs on this album, and there are 11 people, 11 characters on the album cover, and that's not a coincidence, because each song is about the character, is about a character on the album cover. So the weird-looking guy wearing white, like kind of standing in the back, the song Life Itself is about him. The fat lady, I'm pretty sure The Other Side of Paradise, I'm pretty positive that The Other Side of Paradise is about her. The little kid, the song Youth is about. You see the main guy on the front who has a camera, that's Agnes, the last song on the album. The last song, Agnes, is about that character. That is the name of that character. And then the teenage girl wearing the short shorts, like kind of like this. That's the song Season 2, Episode 3. That song is about her. And I know this because some of the stuff I know from the music video, some of it from the lyrics in the song kind of heavily suggest. And some of it, they have single covers. They have like single covers and remix covers of the individual songs, and they show the character on there. So that gives away some of them. But a fun thing you can do with this album is trying to figure out who all the characters are. I'm not positive about every single character. I think I know most of them, but a few I'm like, oh, I don't know which song this character is about or which character this song relates to. So it's kind of fun to mess around and try to figure out who's who and who fits with each song. With that being said, the lyrical content on this thing is pretty diverse, as each song is a different person, a different life, and I've actually heard that the lyrics on this album, these characters, are inspired by stories that Glass Animals heard when they were touring, while they were touring. So, Life Itself is about a guy who lives in his mom's basement, and it's a really epic song. Like, the music is really intense and epic, and he's like a millennial. He's like what a lot of people view as a millennial, like totally a loser, just lives on his own. Youth is about a kid and a mom raising her kid and how she really doesn't like dealing with the kid and how she feels better without the kid around. She enjoys the silence of not having her kid around. So it's kind of a twist, not heartfelt, but a little bit sicker, a little bit not not super good. Not a super good message, I guess. Season 2, Episode 3 is about someone totally addicted to TV. TV just rules their life. And that's once more another song which I think has pretty relevant lyrics, especially with people the age of binging, the age of having all of your TV shows, full shows like The Simpsons, The Simpsons is on Hulu. Like you could spend, and South Park, like over 20 plus seasons. Friends is on, I think Netflix. That's a ton of episodes, and you can literally just binge, and that's what this song is about. Someone who's just totally obsessed with that and just rules their life, just constantly watching TV, constantly watching these shows. And as the title of the song suggests, Season 2, Episode 3. And then another song I want to point out the lyrics of is Agnes. Agnes is a really, really sad song. And it's a song about a guy, this really lovable, really nice guy with $1 million smile, who smokes and he drinks, and he actually is really sad, as some of the lyrics suggest. And it says he overdid the liquor and pulled the trigger near the end of the song. I think in the second verse. And it's a sad song about this really likable guy. Just from the lyrics, you're like, you like this guy. Just from the lyrics. And then it's about how he killed himself. And it's a sad song. That was a lot of background information. There's a lot to say about this thing. There's a lot of stuff to talk about musically, especially lyrically, conceptually. There's a lot going on with this album. And I have to say that I think this is a pretty great album. This album is very good. Musically, I have to say this thing is really, really cool. A lot of it is just really original, really interesting. And that can really be said of the whole album. But there are moments that don't sound great. And those moments come in the songs Cane Sugar. Is that how you say it? Or Cane Sugar? I don't know if I spelled it right. I'll just say Cane Sugar. That one, it has a lot of electronic influence, and it definitely sounds original and interesting and weird, but it doesn't sound that good. Take a Slice is another one that I really don't care for. Just musically, it's kind of a drag. It doesn't sound great. It's not super fun. And not all the songs on this thing are super upbeat and happy and epic. Like Season 2, Episode 3 is a notable exception. But that's a good song. Because lyrically, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty relevant. And musically, it's also pretty interesting. The music is pretty convincing and it works pretty well. Even though the song isn't super big and epic. But yeah, Cane Sugar and Take a Slice, you can skip those. Musically, they just don't work all that well. Musically and vocally, this is a really interesting, really highly successful album. Most of the time, these songs sound really, really good. Life Itself is an enormous highlight. This song just sounds awesome. The music is just awesome on this one. Youth, the opening music is really cool. It's like, I compare it to Life Itself because it kind of sounds similar. It's kind of similarly epic, but it's like a toned down version of it. So Life Itself is really just a superior Youth, or Youth is simply an inferior Life Itself, but both songs are really good. Pork Soda has a really cool post-chorus. Like there's the chorus and then the post-chorus where the singing gets really fast and the music gets really energetic and it just sounds really cool. Mama's Gun, the wind instruments just sound awesome, and the build-up and the chorus is just awesome on this. The climax on this song is a huge highlight, is a huge climax. The Other Side of Paradise is lyrically definitely one of the best songs in this album. It's about someone's husband running away from them, chasing the life of like a rock and roll star. And they do that, and they end up cheating on them, and they ended up marrying somebody else or running off with some other girl. And it is a very convincing, lyrically interesting and investing song. Agnes has to be the strongest song on this album in terms of lyrical content. It's legit sad. You legit care about this character. They use subtlety in a really good way in describing how he's dealing with anxiety and stress and how he's like depressed. It's like subtle, but there, and it's a really good song. Vocally, I have to say, Glass Animals, really the number one thing that makes Glass Animals stand out of everybody else is, well, there's two things. Number one is the lead singer's vocals, and then how they do concept albums. Their two albums they've released are concept albums. I'm guessing their third is going to be a concept album. But this guy is a really good singer. Really original, interesting voice, and just really, really just really good at singing. It just sounds really original, really interesting, just weird and original. It just sounds, I keep saying the same thing over again, and it's kind of, on this song, he has to play a whole bunch of different characters at parts where he's like actually singing from their perspectives in these songs. And he does male and female characters, and he does it very convincingly. Like, he does a good job portraying the female characters, which is a little bit weird, but it's really impressive that he pulls that off and pulls it off so well. And just a really impressive, solid, original, interesting singer. And that really does elevate this album, it does make it a lot better. How to Be a Human Being. Basically, good throughout. Take a Slice and Cane Sugar, not good songs. I don't care for these songs at all, or not much at all. Besides that, really cool album. Songs are like really great music, really great, interesting, original music throughout. Some really good lyrical content and really good themes that are kind of relevant and interesting. Another one is Pork Soda. I'm not going to go into it because I want to keep this short. But that's another one that lyrically is actually pretty interesting. Yeah. I'm going to give this album 4 stars out of 5. Thank you for watching the video. What is your favorite Glass Animals album? What's better, this one or Zaba? We're going to get into Zaba, like 2 days. I do not like Zaba as much as this. I think lyrically and conceptually, this is a more interesting project. I just personally like the concept the approach the concept they went for with this album. I think it's more interesting than the one on Zaba, but they're both pretty solid albums. We'll talk about that other one later. Thank you for watching.